The glass doors of the premium airline lounge slid open as Marcus Chen stepped inside, his tailored navy suit catching the afternoon light. The hostess smiled warmly, checking his platinum membership card. "Welcome back, Mr. Chen. Your usual spot by the window is ready." Marcus nodded, settling into the leather chair with his laptop. 20 years of building his tech empire had earned him this comfort. His phone buzzed with messages from board meetings, but today he was flying home to celebrate his daughter's graduation. The boarding announcement echoed through the lounge. "First-class passengers, please proceed to gate 12. Marcus gathered his belongings, anticipation building for the journey ahead. The aircraft's first-class cabin welcomed Marcus with its familiar luxury. Seat 2A, his preferred spot, offered the perfect view and legroom for his 6-foot frame. He stored his briefcase, buckled his seatbelt, and pulled out a financial report. The cabin filled with passengers, the usual mix of business travelers and vacationers. Flight attendant Sarah approached, her smile forced and cold. "Excuse me, sir. I need you to move to economy class." Marcus looked up, confused. "I'm sorry. This is my assigned seat." Sarah's voice grew sharper. "Mr. Thompson here has a medical condition requiring first-class seating. You'll need to relocate immediately." Behind her stood a middle-aged white man, arms crossed, looking entitled. Marcus remained calm, producing his boarding pass. "This seat was purchased months ago. I'm not moving." The situation escalated quickly. Chief Flight Attendant David joined Sarah, both towering over Marcus with aggressive stances. "Sir, we're asking politely. Don't make this difficult." Other passengers began staring, whispers filling the cabin. Marcus felt the familiar sting of discrimination, the same feeling from decades ago when doors closed because of his skin color. "I have every right to this seat. I paid for it." But the crew's minds were made. "Security will escort you off if necessary," David threatened. The white passenger, Thompson, smirked smugly. "Just take the economy seat, man. Stop causing problems." Marcus slowly gathered his things, dignity intact despite the humiliation. He walked past rows of shocked passengers, their eyes following his forced march to the back of the plane. Some looked sympathetic, others judgmental, but none spoke up. Economy class felt cramped after years of first-class comfort. Marcus squeezed into seat 34B, sandwiched between a crying baby and a snoring businessman. But something changed in his demeanor. Instead of anger, a mysterious calm settled over him. He pulled out his phone, making quiet calls. "Janet, prepare the emergency board meeting for tomorrow morning." "Yes, all department heads. And contact legal immediately." Passengers nearby noticed his authoritative tone, wondering who this displaced man really was. "Mike, I want full surveillance footage from Flight 447 today. Every camera angle." "No, this isn't a request." His voice carried weight, power that seemed inconsistent with his current treatment. The flight attendants continued their service, occasionally glancing back nervously at Marcus, sensing something had shifted. The plane touched down at Kennedy Airport with its usual thud. Passengers began filing out, eager to reach their destinations. Marcus remained seated until the cabin emptied, then stood with purpose. He walked to the front where the crew gathered, preparing for their next flight. "Sarah, David, could I have a moment?" His voice carried authority now, no longer the pleading passenger from hours before. The crew looked puzzled but approached. Marcus smiled, reaching into his briefcase. "I don't think we've been properly introduced. I'm Marcus Chen, Chief Executive Officer of Skyline Airways." The color drained from their faces. Sarah's clipboard clattered to the floor. "You own this airline," David whispered, realization hitting like lightning. "That's correct. And you just discriminated against your boss based on the color of my skin." The terminal buzzed with activity, but the crew stood frozen in horror. Marcus continued, his voice steady but powerful. 23 years I've built this company from nothing. I've flown millions of miles, treated every employee with respect, created jobs for thousands of families. Security guards approached, recognizing their CEO. Sir, is everything all right? Marcus nodded toward the stunt crew. These individuals violated company policy, federal law, and basic human decency today. They're terminated immediately. Sarah began crying, pleading for forgiveness. Please, Mr. Chen, I have children, a mortgage. But Marcus remained unmoved. You should have considered that before humiliating a paying customer because of his race. David stepped forward desperately. We didn't know who you were. Marcus's response cut deep. That's exactly the problem. You treated me poorly because you thought I was powerless. Within hours, news crews surrounded the airport. Marcus stood before cameras, composed and determined. Today's incident represents a systemic problem in our industry and society. Discrimination happens daily to people who don't have the power to fight back. His words resonated across social media, sparking conversations nationwide. Skyline Airways will implement immediate reforms. Mandatory diversity training, bias reporting systems, and zero tolerance for discrimination. He announced scholarships for minority aviation students, partnerships with civil rights organizations, and promotion opportunities for underrepresented communities. The fired crew watched from behind barriers, their careers ruined by prejudice and poor judgment. Thompson, the entitled passenger, faced public backlash and legal consequences for his role in the discrimination. Months later, Skyline Airways became the industry leader in diversity and inclusion. Marcus's story inspired other executives to examine their own company's practices. The airline hired diverse crews, promoted minority managers, and created a culture of respect. Sarah and David found new jobs eventually, humbled by their experience and committed to change. Marcus often flew economy class now, connecting with regular passengers and ensuring every traveler felt valued. His daughter's graduation speech mentioned her father's courage, how he turned humiliation into hope. The aviation industry transformed, one flight at a time, proving that justice delayed doesn't mean justice denied. Marcus's calm response to hatred created ripples of change that reached far beyond any single airplane, showing the world that dignity and determination could overcome even the deepest prejudices.